Good evening and welcome to the Nuts and Bolts Show. I'm Don.
And I'm Sean. Aye, aye, Captain.
And this is our post scavenger hunt video. Unfortunately, the two winners could not make it today. We are going to try to reschedule them to be on with us because we really want to hear their story. Sean, give us a little bit of background on the conversation you've had with them.
Yeah, so it was won by Matthew and Renee. And we're really happy you guys had a lot of fun. From my conversation with Matthew, it sounded like it was their first scavenger hunt as a couple. And we really hope you guys had fun. And like Don said, we can't wait to have you on the next show and kind of have you walk us through what it was like. That way we can work to improve on the next one and see what we want to do different.
Yeah, and I've already have some thoughts about that, but we'll keep that a secret for now. We'll seal it up in an envelope and put it in a safe.
That's right.
Yeah. But to wrap it up, I think it was fun. I mentioned to you that I was nervous that people may not find the clues because I thought we actually hid them maybe too well.
Guess not.
I guess not. So
No.
maybe we made it too easy.
Maybe, because it seemed like they found it fairly quickly. Maybe I think it was less than 24 hours after we had placed them.
Yeah. And I wanted to go back and check all the clues out, but my wife said, no, just leave it alone.
You always want to go places and do things. You're crazy, man.
I know. I don't know what comes over me at times, but it was fun, and we'll definitely do it again. Don't forget, we do have a couple versus couple challenge coming up. That will be released sometime next week, and we did lose a couple, so we've got an opening. If anybody wants to come on, feel free to leave comments under this show that you're willing to do it, and we'll be glad to hook you up. And it's something that we'll do more than once. Like Sean said in a previous show, we can make it like a tournament style type couple versus couple game.
Heck yeah, homie. Should be a heck of a time.
Yeah. The one thing, Sean, doing the scavenger hunt, one of the things that I, right or wrong, that I was hoping for was to see our subscriber numbers go up. And it did. I think at the scavenger hunt date, it went up by 1. Somehow we lost 1 and gained 1. So I guess it's a wash. And I don't know. But you tell me that it's about the fun. It's not necessarily about the subscribers. And I have a lot of fun doing it. But you still want to see those numbers go up and the views go up and the likes go up. And I've got a little bit that I want to talk about with that per se. But why don't we send it to the weatherman first?
You got it, brother.
Hey guys, I worked here for 3 weeks and got no money. Not no money at all. You want to know about the weather? I'll tell you about the weather. No money, no weather. Back to you two penny pitchers.
Don, our weatherman does not seem happy, man. We got to get this guy what he wants because we need him. He's good at what he does, and we've spent a lot of time and money getting him here, so we want to keep him. What are we going to do here?
Well, I don't know. Who did we spend the money on? Because we didn't give it to him.
Well, you're right. It wasn't to him, but we spent money.
It went in my pocket, Sean. I took it.
I know you did. I know. I wasn't going to say it. I wasn't going to call you out on it, but that's where our budget went. Yeah,
well, he lost a bet with me, so that's why I kept it. But I guess that's not fair.
No, he seems angry.
Yeah, and he's knowledgeable. So we have to do the right thing, and hopefully next week he will be happier and give us a proper weather report.
Hopefully.
But message received. So now going back to the other thing, in your opinion or thoughts about our subscriber numbers, our view numbers, our like numbers, how do you feel?
Well, like you were saying, obviously you would always love to see an improvement. You'd always love to see a higher number than what you have currently. But I'm happy with what we have. And I think we're growing at a slow pace. But, who's to say that pace doesn't increase fairly soon or maybe even in the future at some point. So I think as long as we can keep it up increasing, I think we'll do well. And that's what we've had so far. I really hope that the people that watch this show really do like what they see. And if they don't, feel free to let us know. I'd be happy to change anything or add anything, remove anything that you guys would really like to see.
Yeah,
that's about all I got.
Yeah, Valid. You know, my wife was saying that it's rare to have one of those like one-hit wonders where it just goes viral, and that a lot of the people who are popular or successful on YouTube, it's more of a marathon run. So it's consistency of putting your content out there. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna keep rolling ahead. And Sean, it's not that I haven't thought about it, because obviously I have, and we're bringing it up as a topic. I've prayed to the YouTube gods. I've done that.
Well, when you said you prayed to the YouTube gods, you were not lying, my friend, and you seem very devoted, very willing to do what it takes to get subscribers.
Yeah, you know, not that I would consider you or I the little guy, but in a way I'm rooting for us, because I think I look at us as the underdog. And like today being Sunday, not that we talk about sports, I don't think we ever have, but the Giants go into today's game as the underdog, and what do? They pull out the win. So like you root for the underdog, and I want our fans, our friends, to root for us, and you know, just get us out there.
Well, don't do that. Don't do that. But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes, Sean. The weatherman and I know him personally, so I can say this. If we have to do house stunts, we'll do that.
Well, dude, I don't know how you do it, but it seems like time moves slower when you're really looking for something.
Yeah, but I gotta say that for my age, I still got some pretty good ups.
Yeah, you play b-ball, homie?
Not really. And Sean, I would even do scientific experiments.
Dad, I don't think this is gonna work.
Hey, who's the scientist here? I need views. Okay, that's...
You must have went to Hogwarts or something, because that seems professionally done, in my opinion. And I'm no wizard.
Listen, I had to do a lot of studying. That is really detailed and very technical. One mistake, and your kid's head just is not going to look the same.
What's it going to look like?
I don't know. A mushroom? I don't know.
Well, let's avoid that.
But I've got great news for you. Matter of fact, you already know this news, but I'll break it for us right now.
Mm-hmm.
We somehow got lucky. We had a phone call with what's his title, Sean?
He is our professional marketing guru. Now, guys, keep in mind, we spent a lot of money on this guy. Just like our weatherman, we get the top of the top, the best quality.
Well, you say money, but I have to remind you, when we asked for what kind of compensation you would like, his words were, I'll just take all the salary you can get me.
He did. I was on the phone call. He did.
So I'm fine with that, Sean. And this guy is highly rated. And if you could, now he couldn't come on. I wanted him to come on right now. But if you could, we do have a picture that was sent to us by his office. So here's his picture. And you could tell just by looking at the guy, you know he's a ringer, right?
Yeah. I mean, he definitely looks like something.
And you know what, Sean? What amazes me about this guy is this was yesterday, this conversation, correct?
Yeah.
So just over 24 hours, we've actually seen movements in just about every single video we've placed out in the past, where we've gained extra views, even likes, and we've picked up 3 subscribers. So this guy's not messing around.
He is clearly not messing around, and he's clearly a very unique individual. And I don't know how he did it. I don't even know if he did it, but he definitely did something.
Yeah, and I'm pleased, and hopefully that sent us in the right direction, and we see that those numbers increase with each show. And bottom line, Sean, obviously it's the content of our show that will get us the views, the likes, the subscribers.
Did he say why celery?
It's something to do with weight loss. Either that or I don't know.
That's weird. Unique thing to ask for payment, but to each their own, I guess.
Also, just pay attention. Like, I don't know if you paid attention to the call, but he is planning on doing a house party once with me and then once with you, and we're going to sign the contract. Make sure, he said, that you can't have him near the microwave, because if you use the microwave, he forgets who he is for about a half hour and pees his pants.
I'll make sure to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's a lot of salary. We're pulling a lot of strings to get that much quantity of product at a single time. I had to take a line of credit out at Price Chopper. So
Yeah. I think they have Price Choppers where he's from. I don't know where he's from, to be honest with you. But again, I'm happy to have him on board. So now we have a weatherman, we've got a marketing agent, and we have a camera girl because she helped us do the scavenger hunt the other day or last week.
yes, sir, she did.
So our team is growing.
I got something I want to talk about. I want to talk about people pulling scams. Okay. Because I walked out of a building and I saw a guy standing in front wearing a military uniform, obviously not military issued, with dirty Timberland boots, obviously not military approved, with a broken Tupperware container, asking people for money. And he asked me for money. He asked me if I had any money to give away for military men overseas for them to have turkey dinners. And mind you, this is 2 days after Thanksgiving. So I got angry and I told him he had to leave. I told him he couldn't stand there anymore. And he left.
Yeah.
You had an incident with a guy in a gas can, didn't you?
Gas can? No.
Oh, that was me today, actually. Yeah, because we were at the mall and this guy was walking around with a gas can asking people for money. I'm sure you've seen it or know what I'm talking about, but he didn't even stop to ask us for money. He was carrying the gas can. He was moving at a quick clip and he said, "You guys got any money for gas?" We said no, and he just kept moving. He didn't even slow down to ask us for money, just kept on moving. And we thought we saw the car he got into. And if he got into a car, obviously he had gas money. So we followed this car, but turns out it wasn't him.
Yeah. It
really
just
sucks. You know, it just sucks. Because like you've mentioned to me, what it does is it takes away the legitimacy of people who actually are in trouble.
It does. And it really is disgusting. And, you know, I might say something that some of our viewers might think is maybe too harsh, but I really don't believe, you know, you see these people with signs standing at intersections and not one of them have ever looked at and thought, you know, I believe this person's really hurting. They may have a substance issue that they're doing that for, but I don't believe that they need that money. I don't believe that they're homeless. And
yeah, dude, you know what? I've seen people standing on corners wearing, you know, Jordans, very clean, very brand new Jordans. And you think, okay, maybe somebody, some nice rich man gave him his Jordans. But then I go back 2 days later and he's wearing a different pair of Jordans, you know. Something doesn't add up to me there.
Yeah, and it really is unfortunate because there are people who do need help. And that they don't necessarily have a bed to sleep on. And if I feel that the person that is in front of me when that situation arises, if I feel it's genuine and I do have some extra money, I will give it. And it was last year, I think it was anyway, during the summertime, I saw a guy out front of a building that where I work. And I could tell right away this was a legit homeless person. And I walked up and he was like, oh, not passed out, but sleeping. Smelled really bad. He had the shopping cart. He had the bag of cans. So you know that guy's going around every garbage can and looking for cans so he can turn that in. I don't remember exactly what I gave the guy. As far as
$5, I think.
Was it 5?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I gave him money, and I had a conversation with the guy, and it was not. It was a conversation that two men had about life. And I appreciated the conversation, and I'm sure that he probably did as well. But the thing he told me was, he thanked me, and he goes, I'm going to definitely use this money, and I'm going to buy some beer because it's the only thing that keeps me warm. Now, listen, there's probably other things that he could do with that money, but at least he was honest about it. And you said I had an issue recently, and I did, but not with a gas can. But it was a guy who was looking for gas. My wife and I were leaving a grocery store, and two people came up from each side of us. The guy came from my left. His so-called wife came from the right, and they both gave me this gigantic sob story about how their car was broken down, and he went into all these details about how it needed to be fixed, that the police were involved because his car broke down in the middle of the road, and all he needed was money for gas. So after listening to this, the first thing I thought of right away was bull. But because I've been in that situation before where I've needed help. I've never gave, like you just want people to be honest. That's the bottom line. So I had $5. I had $5 in my pocket and I said, here's $5. I hope this helps. He thanked me. He said, God bless you. I get into my car. He goes deeper into the parking lot. His wife had already left and was working on other cars trying to get money. My first thought was, well, how much money do they need for gas? I mean, $5 may not be enough, but would $10 be enough? So how many cars would it take to get $10? So they went from one parking lot to another parking lot to a third parking lot and continued to ask people for money. Now I left. It was dark out and I couldn't confirm if other people gave him money. And I didn't care that much to stay to really investigate. 2 hours later, I went back to that same grocery store, and who do I see in the grocery store shopping? Actually, my wife identified him first. It was the guy. And I looked over and eventually I wanted to walk up to him because I'm like, I knew this. I knew there was something wrong. So I said, hey, how's your car? And the guy, he looked at me, turned his head, never answered me, ignored me. And I did it again. Hey, did you get enough money for your car for gas? Never said a word. And then I said, you know what? I knew it. And I said, because of people like you, I will never do this again. And that, because it's horrific. That guy didn't need money for gas. He's a scammer. And there are good people out there. And I see it. You see it too. There are good people who are in their vehicles and they want to help people and they give these people money and it's not used for what they said. It's used to buy drugs. It's used to buy alcohol potentially, but they lie about it. I remember, Sean, in another parking lot, I saw a guy with a minivan, and he had 2 kids sitting in lawn chairs, a female sitting in a lawn chair, and he's standing there saying with a sign, my family needs help. I don't know. Maybe they do. But that, to me, the optics of that just looked really weird to me. Like, why make your family sit out there? To me, those were props. And it's horrible because it doesn't matter the time of year, but specifically right now with the holiday season, there are people that will absolutely give more because of that. And who are they giving it to? I would love to follow them home. And this has been done before by police. Different agencies have followed these people home or followed them where they were going and found out they weren't homeless. Other people have filmed them and put it on Facebook that they were frauds. You just don't want to believe that. But Sean, it happens more than not. Yeah.
Now, did you see what the guy was buying with your money?
I think he was buying celery.
Was he?
I think he had broccoli, celery.
Well, at least he's eating healthy. He's not spending it on like Pop-Tarts.
Well, you know what? Tell me that, man. If you didn't have money for food, tell me that. Like, listen, you give me some money. I actually don't want to work for a living. So can you give me money for food so I can feed my wife, my pretend wife, my real wife, whoever the frick she was? Tell me that. I respect that more, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And if somebody came up to me with that, I probably would give them the money. I probably would. Or even something to the effect of like, listen, dude, I like alcohol and I want to buy a drink, but I don't have any money. You got $5 for me? I probably would give him $5 just because it'd give me a laugh. It really would. And at least the guy wasn't shopping at Whole Foods, because I had an encounter where I was standing in front of a Target and a young kid, clearly young, didn't seem homeless, didn't seem like he needed money, but I really don't know. But he was asking people for money, and an older couple in front of me, he had asked, and they said, oh, what do you need it for? And he said, oh, I'm just going to go buy some food. And she said, oh, where do you want to buy the food, son? And he said, I'm going to buy food at Whole Foods. And to me, I thought, well, if you're homeless, you got to, some thinking to do, because Whole Foods is a pretty expensive place to buy food.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. What are you going to do, Sean?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if you feel you want to give somebody money, it's all up to the individual. It's just, I don't like it, nor do you like to feel like we're being scammed.
Right. And if they're genuine, Right. People genuinely need help. I'd be the first one to give them anything that they need, but it just sucks when people kind of take the situations of genuinely in need people and kind of twist it for their own personal benefit when they really have other options. Some of these people truly do not have any other option besides to beg for money.
Like we said in the beginning, we really would like to the winner of the scavenger hunt to come on. They couldn't come on today because of conflict, but we hope they will. And pretty much end our show. The theme of the show is to subscribe, because not that we're crybabies or beggars, but that's why we're doing this. We really want to see those numbers go up, and now we've got a guy that's going to help us do that. Sean, do you have any closing thoughts before we do turn it off?
Well, I just want to say, guys, Matt and Renee, hats off to you guys. You did a great job. Hope to have you on soon, and hope you had fun. Yeah, and that's about the end of that,
Congratulations. We really want to know the story behind it. But yeah, Sean, you're right, and you probably shouldn't have taken your hat off, but you look good still.
I know. I need a haircut. I go through these phases where I let it grow really long, and I start to look homeless, but then I cut it off real short. And I don't.
If I saw you in the street, I'd probably give you a couple bucks.
I wouldn't even ask. You just come up to me and say, "Look, dude, here you go." What the hell, man? Well, you look like you need money. Well, all right, thanks. I'll take it.
Yeah. And keep watching, everybody, because Sean and I have got some pretty good ideas up our sleeves that we're going to be doing in the future.
That's right. So without further ado, don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.
Later.